I was just on a trek in the Tibetan Himalayas, and one of the mountain guides was a guy named Ramhari Kadka. And Ramhari, I thought he was just one of the guys, this is what he did. But it turns out his day-to-day job was back in Kathmandu working for a Swiss charity, where he was assistant manager. And when he told me more about what he did, by the end of that trip, it was nearly a 4-week-long trip, we got to know each other quite well. He was telling me that that charity was at capacity. He started using his own salary to pay for other kids, street kids coming from very impoverished backgrounds, and to give them an education and support them as best he could. He took as many as he could into the Swiss charity, but they were restricted in what they could do. So just on the back of that, I offered to sponsor 2 of the kids. And that was it. I came back to Ireland, got set back into work, but I agreed to go back out and visit the 2 kids because I didn't meet them on that trip 6 months later. And it was on that trip, and this happens time and time again over the years, that people have visited Kathmandu and met the children. They just have a profound effect on you. Their resilience, their openness, and their gratitude for any support. So it was there that I felt we could do more. I knew with the support to Stelfox that we could register a charity back home in Ireland. And with friends and family, I felt I could get, you know, another 10 sponsors. We had just 10 kids at the time. When I first met Mary, it was 6, then it became 10. So numerous people signed up, and it just kind of grew from there. And then it became more embedded in what we do in Stelfox. Staff members started going out there. Ramhari would ring me every few months saying, Keith, there's this other program that we'd like to help out with, and then we'd raise the funds for it. And it's been incredible when you think, you know, just 6 kids back in 2006 to today we have 50 children that we provide full-time care, and that's in 2 homes that we built and now own ourselves, to 2 schools, one which has 385 kids in it, another mountain village school, a much more remote location that has 185 kids in it. We've just started another project just in the last few months, which is a fruit and nut tree project, where we've taken over 6 acres and we're sowing all these plants. Because a cornerstone of what Indreni is about and what we try to do through Stelfox is create sustainability. So, and that was one of the reasons why we invested in a school bus, because the school bus could serve 3 extra schools and create a revenue back in to the actual charity itself out in Kathmandu. And it's just grown from there. The project that's coming up in October was through another connection. It was a fundraiser we were doing last year, where we do this bike ride every year to raise funds. One of the guys in the bike ride asked if he could get more involved. He was involved in a charity in Tanzania, asked us to help out, and that's become now a big project where in a very remote part of Tanzania, we're building a maternity ward where infant mortality rates are through the roof, and this will have a massive impact, and we're partnering with the flying doctors out there to put this program in place.
Earlier this year, I was lucky enough to take a trip to Nepal with Indreni, where I got to use my skill sets that I've learned through the work that I do here with SOAR and Barrettstown. And I got to run a program with the young girls in the home. And through this, they got to express their feelings and emotions with one another, which is something that they wouldn't do a lot. Through this experience, it taught me that teenagers, no matter where you go in the world, experience that same lack of belief and confidence. And through this, it allowed them to connect more. And they described themselves actually as sisters of one another, which was really rewarding. So through my experience of Nepal, it taught me that the most important things in life are simplicity, connection and love. Indreni itself means rainbow, which essentially represents the home, because there's so many different young girls and boys from so many different backgrounds. However, when you put them all together, it's just unconditional love that they show one another, which essentially is what I experienced over that week.
What I love about it all is it's all happened very organically. There was no big plan. There was no big plan through Stelfox. It just happened. We build relationships. All the key directors in Stelfox have been out to Kathmandu. As I mentioned already, staff have been out there on numerous occasions, and now it's become part of what we offer staff. So there's a training group going out there, a leadership training group going out in October. But they get to experience the work of the charity and therefore create a deeper connection with what Stelfox is actually about as well. So it's not just about being profitable and being successful, it's about how we can impact the world around us in a positive way as well.